Hello, welcome to Microsoft Excel session. We have started learning about a whole bunch of formulas right now. We started with the overview of formulas. We have learned about sum and average. What do you think is the next formula that we will be learning? Well, the next formula that we will be learning is subtraction. Now, it's very interesting to know about subtraction, by the way. Subtraction is a formula that does not exist in Microsoft Excel, but everybody uses subtraction, right? So let's understand the subtraction formula in Microsoft Excel. So let's begin our session for the day. Now, to use subtraction, the most easiest way to do is use the minus sign. Now, you know what is the minus sign? The minus sign is in the hyphen sign, by the way. So just beside 0 on your keyboard, you will be able to see the underscore sign and the minus sign. The minus sign is something that we use as a hyphen. So you know how to look at the minus sign right now. Now, when you're doing simple subtraction, it is always better that you put in the form. You don't have to put in any formula. What you have to do is equal to, put the number, then do a minus, and then put the whole number there. And you will get the whole result. Now, because there is no subtraction, right, you can convert any number that you want to subtract to their negative values, right? So you can do double subtraction as well, depending on what your negative value is and what exactly is the value that you want. Because there is no subtraction formula doesn't mean that you cannot compute subtraction in Microsoft Excel, right? So let's see how to use subtraction formula. Now we will go back and we will go to the Microsoft Excel document that we were working on, right? Now let's say I want to do a subtraction of these two numbers. So what I will do is equals to, put on the bracket, select this number, right? Put the hyphen sign, which is the minus number, select this number, close the bracket, and I will get the subtraction. So now you understood how to use the subtraction. A simple way to do subtraction is that you go and you put equals to this cell number, open bracket, cell, the first cell that you would want to deduct, use it, and then minus, then the other number, and close the bracket. Now, the brackets are important and the minus is important. As you can see, there is no subtraction formula. Even here, if you are using the recently used, you see sum, you see average, but you don't see subtraction. Does that mean that Microsoft Excel does not use subtraction, or people don't use subtraction in Microsoft Excel? Well, you are wrong. Subtraction is something that is used, but not as frequently. So let's say if you're trying to get the basic addition and differences of the numbers, you can just select the cell range, which is, let's say, for example, I'll just remove this. Excel equals to, I will open bracket, I will do this, and then what I will do is minus this, right? So then you can get the number. Now it will differ because you cannot just do subtraction of all the numbers together, right? That's a different case altogether. For example, if you want to do it, then might as well do sum and then do a proper difference, right? But you can always add and see how to do a addition and subtraction together. For example, I can do equals to, can put sum, can do, let's say, select this value and select to this value, right? Comma, and let's say use this and do a minus and do this, right? Close the bracket and I will get the what is the exact sum and minus of this. If you even see the formula that is being used, let's say you put you will get a minus 385 here, right? So depending on what your use is, you can actually do sum and subtraction together, right? So you can look after, but it's always better to use subtraction for two numbers and two numbers separately than doing subtraction of a whole cell range, which might give you a wrong answer, right? And you do not want to have room for errors. Subtraction can be used when you have less numbers, right, in your data set, and then you want to subtract something, because subtraction is not something that you use also in your data analyzation on a regular basis. So it's always better that when you're computing for a subtraction, you're computing it on two numbers, or just making sure that you're putting a comma and using the other two numbers to do a proper subtraction. Make sure that you can also get a minus negative value. So if it's starting from minus, that means your one number was way bigger than the other number. That is why you're getting it as a minus that number, and you would not want that, right? So make sure that whenever you're subtracting the numbers, you're seeing what are the numbers that you're subtracting, and you're selecting two numbers at a time to do the subtraction. You can also add and subtract at the same time and create an equation. If you want to create an equation, always start with the sum, because you will be also doing an addition to that. And either you can add the minus sign where you want to, or you can also put it. So let's see, if I'm doing this, I will remove the minus from here. Yeah, you see, I have removed the minus for here, and I can put a comma here and again close it. I get a positive value, right?